Sound an Alarm, Part 2. At the end of Part 1, we were looking at the United States and Masonic prophecy. We'll start Part 2 by talking about the U.S. in Bible prophecy. Where is the United States in Bible prophecy? Bible scholars have debated this question. Many have thought that there is no clear scriptural reference to the U.S. Revelation 17, we see the beast and the woman upon many waters. And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. The meaning of many waters is revealed in verse 15. And he saith unto me, The waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. This description fits the United States, a diverse nation, a melting pot. Some questions brought up by this bizarre vision, Revelation 17 and 12, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings, 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Who are the 10 kings? How do they give their power and strength to the beast? Who or what is the beast? Who is the woman riding on the beast? How does all of this relate to the United States? First, who are the 10 kings? To answer this, we go back to the image of Nebuchadnezzar's dream and compare to the vision seen by the Apostle John. Revelation 17 again, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings, 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Daniel, in Daniel chapter 2, verses 42 to 44. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom. In Revelation 17, 12 through 13, 10 horns are 10 kings that had not received a kingdom in John's time. The prophecies are not yet fulfilled, so the kings alive in John's time must still be alive today. Therefore, they are not human, evidently demonic rulers of principalities and powers, waiting for their kingdoms. Their power and strength will aid the rise of the beast. In Daniel chapter 2, 10 toes are 10 kings, whose demonic seed will mingle with human seed. This is a third phase of the hybrid. Refer to Genesis 3:15 and Matthew 24:37. How do the 10 kings give their power and strength to the beast? Forces will be exerted through diverse channels to orchestrate a change of worldview, increased population control, and the rise of unrestrained military power. We'll be looking at these forces in more detail. Freemasonry, the CIA, world finance, Nazism, secret space program, the world religion, transhumanism, alien invasion, the UFO phenomenon, Russia, AI, DARPA, EU. According to Daniel 7 and 8 and Revelation 13:5, and further scholarship, the beast is the Antichrist. I consider the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Parallel scriptures outlining who the beast will be. But what is the beast? The world government under the rule of the Antichrist is also called the beast. The beast, or this world system, is run by the beast, Antichrist. The two are so closely related that they are essentially one entity. Now, who is the woman riding on the beast? This is world religion, a modern version of ancient paganism. This is communion with and channeling of spirits. The Roman Catholic Church is actively seeking contact and widespread acceptance of space brothers. These are actually spirits, spirits that are show themselves as beings from outer space. This is a subtle and effective end-time deception to possibly deceive the elect. Matthew 24:24. How does all of this relate to the United States? And we saw that the many waters, the multitudes, peoples, nations, and tongues. This is a representation, I believe, of the United States. World government and religion will arise from the United States. A dark force is growing within the U.S., an organized structure. This leads us to a concept, the breakaway civilization. Contemporary researchers and historians have found strong evidence that there is in fact a civilization that is free from government control, keeps all its activities secret, even from Congress and the president, controls technology, keeping it from the rest of the world, and protects covert international business and banking interests. This is what President Eisenhower warned about when leaving office in 1961, speaking of the dangers of the military-industrial complex. There is an ongoing coup or takeover by the military-industrial complex and other forces. We're looking at the scriptural foundation that these deeper forces are behind the machinery building the beast system. So the beast equals the breakaway civilization. By definition, a breakaway civilization is a nation within a nation. It is not subject to the laws of another nation or to international law. It has power and authority that is separate and distinct from any government, even the host country. It is a shadow state. The start of the shadow state. In 1947, the National Security Act is signed to increase the autonomy and secrecy of security agencies. This was due to Cold War pressures and incursions of U.S. airspace from unidentified flying objects, UFOs. The nuclear arms race began with the first Soviet atomic bomb test in 1949. This increased Cold War tensions and pushed construction of a secret national security state, a breakaway civilization. Starting in the late 1940s, the U.S. military had to deal with incursions of American airspace, military installations, war zones by unidentified flying objects. Because of the many sightings by reliable witnesses, the Air Force was extremely concerned, close to a panic mode. And after the 1952 Washington, D.C. UFO wave, U.S. Air Force generals and CIA officials worried that it would be difficult for the military to tell the difference between a UFO wave and a Soviet attack. UFOs have menaced nuclear weapon sites and harassed military and civilian aviation. The military-industrial complex. In 1960, a U-2 spy plane was shot down from the skies above the Soviet Union. The U-2 flight was an action contrary to the orders of President Eisenhower. The CIA's rogue breakaway status was evident. The CIA had now become deeply involved in military operations, space operations, and the covert activities to fund them. All of this was and is without oversight by the central government. This activity protects national security interests, but we know that power breeds corruption. Behind this are hidden finances and black projects. The international banking system and U.S. intelligence community have gradually gained control of finance and are not under the control of government. This is a breakaway civilization. Systemic skim of assets and advanced technology by the government. They are above the law after the National Security Act. Killing with impunity, able to threaten those opposing the system. These people fear for their own safety. Department of Justice ignores illegal activity if used to hide black project funds. We have the interconnected system, smartphones, cell towers, and the Internet of Things, constant surveillance of the government on its citizens. Donald Rumsfeld, Secretary of Defense during the Bush-Cheney administration, made an announcement on September 10th, 2001. He said, according to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. A later audit found that a total of 21 trillion couldn't be accounted for from 1998 to 2015. So apparently the military-industrial complex has not been contained. The international arms race and defense. The U.S. supplies a nuclear umbrella to protect Europe under the NATO alliance. The U.S. has been in an arms race since World War II to counter threats from around the world. Since the Sputnik launch, DARPA has worked to keep the U.S. ahead. The Sputnik launch of 1957, where the Soviet Union launched a satellite. The potential for this technology to be used aggressively against the United States caused Eisenhower to bring about the DARPA organization. And DARPA's mission is to make sure that the U.S. never gets behind in arms technology again. So potentially the sophisticated weapons technology could be used to stage a coup or a takeover, bringing the breakaway civilization into a position of dominance. From what we do know about these technologies, there are potential dangers. It appears that DARPA, or the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, has created a powerful set of tools that could allow the breakaway civilization to assume control. Military cyborgs could become autonomous, not under the control of their command structure. Artificially intelligent killer robots could turn against the civilian population. Faced with the provocative and dangerous UFO threat, the U.S. responded by attempting to match UFO technology. Understanding anti-gravity propulsion became the key focus of Black Project efforts. It is difficult to say what manner of black budget aircraft and spacecraft are now in operation, given more than 60 years of development time and huge financial support. If true, this would greatly empower the breakaway civilization. In America, serious research began in the 1930s by experimental physicist Thomas Townsend Brown. In Germany, in the 1930s and throughout World War II, Nazi scientists were busy with the Bell anti-gravity project. By the 1970s, and evidently as a result of Brown's experiments, Lockheed Skunk Works claimed to have found an error in the equations, leading to breakthroughs in anti-gravity research. NASA's charter separates it into public and secret or military areas. Written into NASA's charter is the requirement that no classified information related to national security will be revealed by the agency. An extensive hidden space program may even include lunar military bases. The secret space program reverse engineering. Knowledge may have come from another bizarre aspect of the UFO phenomenon: UFO crash retrieval and reverse engineering. The reality of crashed UFOs has been confirmed by many insiders in the military and industry. In the last few months, U.S. Air Force officer and former intelligence official David Grush testified to Congress concerning his knowledge of UFO crash retrievals. According to many accounts, captured UFO craft have been studied for the purpose of reverse engineering anti-gravity technology. If the U.S. has developed anti-gravity aircraft or spacecraft, it would be powerful weaponization for the breakaway civilization. The occult influence within the secret space program. As part of maintaining national security, the U.S. gained the services of former Nazi scientists and engineers after World War II. Much of their activity centered on the U.S. space program. The nexus of these three groups, the JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, occultists, Nazis, and Freemasons, formed an underground belief system in NASA. The common thread was a worldview influenced by ancient Egyptian and other related religions. The UFO or UAP phenomena. The phenomena is a strong influence or a control system affecting society's worldview. Dr. Jacques Vallée, an astronomer, computer scientist, ufologist, he asks, is the UFO phenomenon trying to teach us something? I suggest that it is human belief that is being controlled and conditioned. This from a secular scientist. This is the cycle of world belief. Science, media, mysticism, and belief in extraterrestrial life, reinforced by the increasing reality of the UFO phenomena. This cycle of delusion runs contrary to Scripture and suggests a coming breakaway worldview and a falling away from Bible truth. 2 Thessalonians 2:11, and for this cause God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. Acts 2:19, and I will show wonders in heaven above and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. The ET, or what I'm calling the hybrid 3, the third phase of the hybrid. The first wave of the Nephilim, or hybrid 1, occurred before the flood. But Jesus drew a parallel between that day and a future day. Matthew 24:37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Like in Noah's day, a wave of the Nephilim is taking place. This time it is the seed or the DNA of the 10 demonic kings producing hybrids with human DNA. Again, Daniel 2:43, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they, or the 10 demonic kings, shall mingle themselves, their seed, with the seed of men. This is hybrid 3. But they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. Now, this is not science fiction. The Bible predicts hybrid 3. Remember Genesis 3:15, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Talking about a transhuman uh, uh, Antichrist and other beings created in the last times by transhumanism and genetic engineering. According to Scripture, this hybrid 3 has happened twice before, in the days of Noah and also after that, hybrid 2. The ET, the change, according to the ET, according to researcher John Jacobs, the start of the change has begun, consisting of an integration of hybrids into human society worldwide. He reports that the abductees are becoming increasingly active in the process, assisting the covert hybrids in the integration. Now, abductees are those that have been taken aboard UFO craft for various purposes. The end of the change will be a world takeover by the aliens. It will be for their benefit and not ours. Another researcher, Dr. John Mack, former head of psychiatry at Harvard Medical School and an abduction researcher, concluded that the change is an attempt by aliens to save the planet from war and environmental catastrophe. And by merging their DNA with humanity, the aliens are producing a more enlightened species, which will take better care of the earth. But witness testimony says that a common theme reported by thousands of persons who have allegedly been abducted by aliens or these Nephilim is that they are very interested in human production. The aliens routinely extract reproductive material from humans to create alien-human hybrids. Many female abductees report having been impregnated only to have the fetus removed after a few weeks in the womb. Abductees say that they very often encounter alien-human hybrids during abduction experiences. Now, Dr. Mack gave the following reasons for concluding that the contact experiences are real. These people are observed to be physically missing at the time that say that they were abducted. Many times they return with physical injuries, cuts, ulcers, and lesions. They often report having no memory of several hours or even days of missing time. Apparently, their memories wiped clean of the event. Their accounts are communicated with appropriate feeling, with or without hypnosis or relaxation exercise. This from a top psychiatrist. Now, contactees, those that have been contacted by these extraterrestrials, supposed extraterrestrials, they report that the change will remove all unenlightened people from Earth. From the New Age point of view, the aliens are our space brothers, and the change is the start of a golden age of enlightenment. So, people who have allegedly been in contact with aliens, these contactees, say that the aliens' theology has the following aspects. They are here as mankind's savior. They will save us from man-made and natural disasters. They have guided the evolution of mankind from the beginning, and in fact, are our creator. They teach that the Bible is only one of many religious books that should be studied. They teach that Jesus Christ is only one of many teachers that should be followed. Ufologists question why advanced beings from another world would have an anti-Christian bias and message and are not instead indifferent to human religion. So we have these aspects of the UFO ET infiltration, this control system trying to control our thinking, the hybrids intermingling with us, the change where they seek to bring about a transformation in our world in which they are in control. This is a breakaway civilization. Now, we want to talk about artificial intelligence in transhumanism. According to Ray Kurzweil, head engineer at Google, he's predicted the exponential rise of AI and transhumanism. He has been saying that the singularity is near. Humanity is heading for a singularity, a point where we become godlike. The prediction is that a post-biological age, transhumanism, that this will occur within the next 30 years. Although there are many benefits to AI, there are also many risks. Engineer Elon Musk cautioned that AI is in effect summoning the technological demons. Daniel 12:4, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. We appear to be spiraling towards a transhuman future. The Chardinian singularity. This is Chardinian doctrine. The Vatican has embraced a doctrine which says that all creation is spiraling towards an omega point singularity. This doctrine is based on the teachings of Jesuit friar Pierre de Chardin. Chardin's doctrine is in line with New Age religion and denies the divinity of Jesus Christ. The teachings make the case that humanity is creating a new sphere structured on the AI enhanced internet and which will be a universal consciousness. Mark 13 and 22. For false Christs and false prophets shall arise and shall show signs and wonders to seduce, if it were possible, even the elect. The last day delusion is coming into focus. How can we keep our focus in these confusing times? Apostolic Christians must have increasing awareness of what is happening. We see artificial intelligence coming into being all around us. We have self-driving cars. We have deep fakes. That is, video manipulated so as to make things appear real that really aren't real. Persons saying things that they really didn't say or doing things that they really didn't do. We have virtual actors, persons that can be created from a real person to put on video, or resurrecting a deceased actor. We have robotic warehouse workers. We have even self-driving 18-wheelers. We have virtual art. So what is true anymore? What is truth? We have virtual religion. We have facial recognition, where people can be recognized by just their face structure, and then so that the government will know where you are, what you're doing at all times. They can monitor your shopping habits to ensure environmental compliance. This is what the World Economic Forum is pushing. We have data mining, where sophisticated artificial intelligence mines data from everyone to extract data that would compromise you or be to the benefit of the government. We have ChatGPT, a interactive artificial intelligence free to the public. We have increased government control surveillance. The technological elite is coming into being, and that generally is not you and me. We have hand swipe identification, where you can make purchases and be identified just by swiping your hand on a scanner. We have, in transhumanism, we have medical or genetic enhancements. We have recently a robot press conference where humanoid robots interacted with the press and others. We have super soldiers, an exoskeleton that can be used to give a soldier incredible strength and stamina. We have gender transitions. We have chimera transitions, where a person can merge their DNA with an animal. So will this aid in a global takeover? Who knows? But these people are seeking immortality. They can plug in their personality into a new body if the old body wore out. The world is being prepared for the revelation that there is life beyond Earth. Evolution is a field in science in which the experts cling tenaciously to dogma. They dismiss evidence that contradicts their assumptions. Exobiologists have taken the assumption of evolution and concluded that life is common throughout the universe. The public at large accepts evolution as fact. At the same time, the quantity and quality of UFO sightings has increased. Military sightings get most of the publicity, but there are thousands of civilian sightings every year. Extraterrestrial life is taken for granted by the media. For over 50 years, Star Trek has captured the public's imagination with a depiction of interstellar travel and alien life forms, which supposedly evolved on other planets. For defense and peaceful exploration, humankind in Star Trek joins the Federation, a league of 4 other planetary civilizations. Many today believe that they are in contact with a galactic federation, which I believe are principalities and powers. But they believe that these are beings that have evolved on another star system. There is almost daily news from NASA and the search for life in distant star systems. Analysis of data from the James Webb Space Telescope is said to confirm biosignatures from exoplanets. We have the ET infiltration, hybrid 3. They shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, Daniel 2:4. Advanced level hybrids are even indistinguishable from normal humans, according to the accounts of contactees. A normal looking, human looking hybrid retains telepathic ability. These hybrids may be infiltrating government and military. The ET infiltration, the change. An integration of hybrids into human society worldwide has already begun. By the time society awakes from the delusion, takeover will be complete. The delusion is that the change will save the planet from war and environmental catastrophe. Hybrids are claiming that by merging their DNA with humanity, they are producing a more enlightened species which will take better care of the earth. An explanation which may be used to explain the rapture of the church may be that the change has removed all unenlightened people from earth. The aliens claim to be our space brothers, and the change is the start of a golden age of enlightenment. And there is testimony that hybrids have already infiltrated the government and Pentagon. Mystery Babylon is a spiritual realm or a singularity of strong delusion. People will have believed the lie that extraterrestrial civilizations have evolved in other solar systems. They will believe that ETs have brought access to the spiritual realm. CE5 events are opening the door. These are close encounters of the fifth kind, in which these spirits are channeled, in which UFOs are called upon to appear. The Roman Catholic Church stands ready to welcome the ETs. The new religion will be full of the spirit of Antichrist, denying the divinity of Jesus. People will have been enhanced or made transhuman and will worship the universal AI consciousness. The deceived won't understand that the universal consciousness is in fact the realm of the rulers of the darkness of this world. The extraterrestrials will promise access to higher enlightened beings, but the Creator will remain mysterious. Romans 1:25, who changed the truth of God into a lie and worshiped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. A common theme of these pagan religions is agnosticism regarding the Creator and fascination with lesser spiritual beings. Mystery Babylon becomes the cage. Isaiah 34:11, but the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. They shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there, and all her princes shall be nothing. And thorns shall come up in her palaces, nettles and brambles in the fortresses thereof. And it shall be an habitation of dragons, and a court for owls. Revelation 18:1. After these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. So Mystery Babylon, the spiritual realm or singularity of strong delusion, the line of confusion, and the stones of emptiness, will close in on the deceptive spirits. Nephilimic entities will be caught in the trap. Possibly even some of the elect will be ensnared. Matthew 24:24. If we keep our focus, the church's best days are ahead in this challenging time. Daniel 11:32. And such as do wickedly against the covenant shall be corrupt by flatteries, but the people that do know their God shall be strong and do exploits. Daniel 12:3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Thank you very much. If you're interested in knowing more about prophecy, science, and history, please check out my book, Control System. Uh, it's available on Amazon. Just look it up under my name and that title. Available on paperback and Kindle. Thank you very much.